Hi there. In the last video, we discussed the overall meaning and exact meaning of each of the paragraphs of this passage. This is reading passage 3, Science in Space. This is test number 5 from the official guide. We discussed exact meaning of the whole passage in the last video. So in this video, we will discuss the following questions with the clear answer explanations. So in case of third passage in any Ielts test, the question numbers definitely from 27 to 30, there will be 14 questions. So in case of academic Ielts, section 1 consists of a passage followed by 13 questions. Likewise, section 2 again followed by 13 questions. But the third section contain an argumentative passage in which you will see more number of people having different opinions presented in the same passage, and definitely students more likely to get confused with the things mentioned by different people, and because most part of the passage consists of this argumentative stuff, claims and evidences, okay, and different sort of reasonings. So these things can definitely make the students to feel difficult. Right. So, however, we have understood exact meaning of the whole passage in the previous class, in the previous video. Let's understand and handle these follow-up questions. The first question type I can see is multiple choice. Of course, MCQs. How many are there? On the whole, you are going to see 14 questions, as this is the third passage. Right? Third passage of reading section of IELTS always consists of 14 questions, right? Yeah. So in case of multiple choice questions, of course, many of the students always think of process of elimination, but these questions are not that difficult at all. In case of GRE and GMAT passages, yes, you need to follow process of elimination, because even you feel yourselves that you understood exact meaning of the GRE GMAT passage, there are still some nuances difficult to understand. That this idea, this thing is going to be understood when you handle the uh, multiple choice question, handle the questions following the passage. So when you read through the answer choices, you will understand, okay, this is also a part of the passage. So definitely you need to get back to the passage again. Where have you found this sort of information? When you understand, answer choices. So in that case, the process of elimination, picking out wrong answer types, eliminating them, whatever the answer choice you are left with is going to be right answer, and right answer is more complexly written than wrong answer choices, right? So in case of GRE and GMAT reading comprehensions, process of elimination techniques work well, but these IELTS passages are not as difficult as GRE and GMAT passages. Of course, with regard to length, IELTS passages are too lengthy to go with, but difficulty, when it comes to difficulty, of course, GRE GMAT passages are more, right? More of, time taking and also difficult, challenging. Yeah. So for these questions, I don't think picking out the wrong answer types like unnecessary comparisons, extreme language, recycled language, reversals, not necessary. These are pretty easier. So let's see if it is necessary, if we come across any difficult passage, difficult multiple choice question. Of course, I obviously resort to uh, going with process of elimination techniques, picking out wrong answer types. But let's see how extent process of elimination technique is necessary here, and let's understand. So let me recap the overall meaning, basic information about the passage we discussed in the last class. So, for example, there is a big science platform that floats high above where airplanes fly, moving super fast around the Earth. NASA is like a group of space adventurers who built this platform to do experiments and learn more about space. So that is nothing else, International Space Station. The passage is actually about that ISS. Okay, the passage talks about International Space Station, which is like a huge science laboratory flying around Earth really fast, right? NASA told the US government it would be really great for science and technology, and they spent a lot of money on it, over 150 billion, of course, approximately 150 billion as per the first paragraph of this passage, right? I'm just revising the overall idea of this passage. Opening paragraph, frankly speaking, meaning of opening paragraph, right? Okay, so 150 billion, right? They spent a lot of money on it, approximately 150 billion, but even though it moves fast in space, some people think it is not doing as much science as it should do. So opening paragraph gives the overall main idea of this passage. This is a kind of revision of main idea of this science in space passage, this passage. Let's move on to the questions. What does the writer state about the ISS in the first paragraph? Okay, so let's understand the answer choices as well. Its manufacture has remained within the proposal budget. Keywords are manufacture within the proposed budget. So if you remember these two keywords are key phrases, yes, you will understand, you are able to recollect the overall meaning of this statement. Manufacture within the budget. So manufacturing cost within the budget. Second option, the great example, technological achievement. Okay, it is a great work. It is a great, achievement, technological success. So there are doubts about speed it has attained. Okay, the first paragraph is all about speed. Let's see. NASA should have described its purpose more accurately. Yeah, most students definitely confused between B and D. I know. Okay, let's see which would be the correct option. Let me show you the proof lines, or let's understand the first paragraph if necessary again. Okay, so the premier world-class laboratory in low Earth orbit, that is how the National Aeronautic Space sold International Space Station to the US Congress. Today no one, okay, so no one can doubt the agency's technological ambition. Okay, basically that's this ISS is ambitious project, expecting more and more successes, more achievements. The most complex engineering project ever attempted has created an enormous set of interlinked modules. Okay, so this sentence also indicating it's a great one. It's a great project. Okay, so by these, by understanding these two sentences, of course, last sentence is actually about critics, but the passage is asking what author think of ISS as per the information given in the first paragraph. First paragraph, most information of this first paragraph is actually talking about that's a great project. Okay, so let's see the answer choices once again. Right. So the first answer choice, its manufacture has remained within the proposed budget. So is it really author's main idea on mentioning, on describing the first paragraph, on giving the first paragraph? No, the passage says it has gone through 150 billion, right? But it doesn't say in the first paragraph, it doesn't say if this was over or under budget, right? So we don't know if it stayed within the budget as per the first paragraph. So A goes out. Second, it is a great example of technological achievement. Of course, the passage describes the ISS as a premier world-class laboratory and the most complex engineering project ever attempted. This shows that it is seen as a big achievement in technology. Big achievement in the technology. So the phrase "today no one can doubt the agency's technological ambition" supports this answer choice, right? Emphasizing NASA's effort and success in creating such a complex structure, right? I can't eliminate B. So there are doubts about the speed it has attained. The passage does mention, in fact, passage mentioned the ISS travels at over 27,000 kilometers, right? Kilometers per hour. But there are no doubts expressed about this speed in the first paragraph. Has author mentioned whether the speed is correct or wrong? Author has mentioned author's tone is doubtful about the speed. No, it's just a you know a detail given in the first paragraph. Author doesn't have anything about it, any opinion about it, any say about it. So there are no doubts expressed about its speed. The doubts mentioned are about its effectiveness as a lab, not about how fast it travels. And the doubt also by critics, not authors. So C also goes out. So NASA should have described its purpose more accurately. There is no indication that NASA failed to describe the ISS purpose accurately. The criticism is it's not about purpose. The criticism is about how effective it is as a lab. In the last statement, it has been given it should have done. It is not doing as much as a lab should do. It's not about purpose. The purpose is so clear. Space research. Not about how it was described. It is not at all about described. The criticism is actually about how effective its work is as a lab, not about how it was described. Right? So B is the right option. Okay. Yes. So let me repeat why B is correct option. The passage clearly highlights ISS as an ambitious and complex engineering project, a feat, an endeavor by NASA, designed as a top-class research lab. The phrase, there is a phrase means, I have even underlined, the most complex engineering project ever attempted, points to it, right? Being an outstanding example of technological achievement, right? So that is absolutely aligning with option B. B is the right option. Let's move on to. So, okay, let me revise why the other options are wrong. So, in case of A is not supported because the passage doesn't discuss staying within budget or out of the budget, over budget. So, C is incorrect because the doubts are regarding its usefulness as a lab, not its speed, about its effectiveness, not efficiency, not about its speed. So D is not at all relevant as there is no mention of inaccuracies in describing its purpose in the first paragraph. It's not about purpose, right? Yeah. Let's move on to 28th question. What are we told about Satoshi Iwai's experimental mission? Right. Let's back to passage information. Back to relevant information in the passage. The lead word around which we can find relevant information is Satoshi Iwai's. Right, spent several years developing experiment that could solve one thing. Physiologists have learned the without gravity bodies begin to lose strength. The problems have been given astronauts almost certainly artificial gravity. So this is where comes in. He heads team designing centrifuge for humans. In their preliminary design, the astronauts strapped into seat resembles, it's just exactly like exercise bike. Pedaling provides, these are the proof lines, it's a centrifuge for humans. That machine it resembles an exercise bike, provides a workout for astronauts muscles. Yeah, these phrases are enough to answer the question, right? So these are the proof lines. Yeah. So it's resembles an exercise bike. Let's check which option is giving similar sense. First one, it based on a conventional exercise equipment. Yeah, it is giving similar sense, no? Keep this aside. You can't eliminate this option. If you found any, more accurate option, you may eliminate A. Other BCD options yet to check, right? So if you found any better option from BCD, you may eliminate A. So B, it was originally commissioned by NASA. There is no such mention in the passage that NASA specifically commissioned or requested or authorized. Commission means authorized, requested, provided. Okay, so there is no such sort of information in the passage that NASA specifically commissioned or requested the development of e-waste centrifuge, right? The focus is on the development and the purpose of the mission, not its origin of commission or request, provision, or commission means request, provide, authorize, giving a clearance. There is no such information at all. C, it is designed only to work in low gravity environments. So yeah, there is a mention, although the machine is used in low gravity environment as indicated by its use of creating artificial gravity, the passage does not state that it can only work in low gravity environments. As it has mentioned that machine works, it's a common resembles exercise equipment. It can work even on Earth, right? So in the second paragraph, you can't see that an information it can only work in low gravity environments. It describes the machine's function and purpose, but doesn't limit its operation strictly to such environments, right? Such low gravity environments. So it's not at all our answer. So it has benefits that EVAS did not anticipate. Oh, it is absolutely out of scope, right? The passage does not provide any information. Does not anticipate. The second paragraph in which you have found relevant information does not provide any information about unexpected benefits of the machine. Doesn't anticipate mean unpredicted. Okay, unexpected benefits of the machine. It only discusses its intended purpose and preliminary design, basic design. So you can clearly eliminate VCD. So A must be the answer. So let me repeat why A is answer. So this is the correct answer because the description in the passage directly states the machine resembles an exercise bike. This indicates that its a design takes cues from conventional exercise equipment which people commonly use for fitness, right? Yeah, A is the right option. And why not BCD? We have just discussed. B is not correct as there is no information suggesting that NASA requested the machine development. C is incorrect because uh, the paragraph in which you have found related information doesn't say it is exclusively for low gravity environments. It describes its purpose in such a setting, but does not exclude its potential use anywhere else, elsewhere. So D is wrong because as the passage makes no mention, second paragraph makes no mention of any unexpected or unanticipated benefits of the machine. Right. Next. We have just seen proof lines from the passage also. Right. Next question. The writer refers to Hubble Space Telescope in order to show why investment in space. Let me underline some keyword. Why investment in space has decreased. I think it could be highlight the need to promote the ISS so in a positive way. Explain which kind of projects are more likely to receive funding. Yeah, this can also be, it's a tough question, but yes. Justify the time required for space project, which can easily be time required. Produce results. Okay, so all the options are really tricky. Let's back to relevant information. So the lead word is Hubble Space Telescope, around which you can find the relevant information to answer this. we have information about Hubble Space Telescope here in this paragraph. So you might check the questions are in the passage order. Answer of the first question. Here we go. Answer of the first question is here, and then answer of the second question is here, right? Answer of the third question definitely in this paragraph. So answer of the third question is not at all in the information before answer of the second question or before answer of the first question, right? Answer of the third question is not in this place. Answer of the third question also not here. Definitely after answer of the second question. Answer of the third question is actually after answer of the second question. So that's what I mean, passage order, questions following the passage order, chronological order, something like that. So yep. So I have information about Hubble Space Telescope in this paragraph. So it's all about advancements in science to help manage stations US lab. So there is another separate independent organization was established, right? So its role is to convince public, private investors, so they have to convince that spending space research is profitable, right? It definitely worth the spend. So solely by the number of paper. So that's actually the investors generally think how many papers published, how about the research in that direction based on the papers published. So if the investors look at the number of papers published before they invest, obviously ISS have very less number of papers when compared to Hubble Space Telescope. Since 1998, ISS has 3100 papers only, which describe, which talks about ISS researches. But Hubble Space Telescope, within 20 years, it has 11,300 papers. When the investors look at Hubble Space telescope papers and its development, they definitely may back down investing in ISS because the development might be as advanced as they expected when compared to Hubble's Space Telescope, and even the cost of Hubble Space Telescope is 1/10 of the price of the space station. So what is the in this particular situation, what is CASIS responsibility? They should be able to convince the investors. They have to show some, so investing in space research is beneficial to prevent them from investing in Hubble space due to its more number of papers and its less cost, right? Somehow they have to convince them. They have to, these people, CSIS people have to convince the investors and also public to invest in ISS, right? To showing ISS in a positive light. They should be able to, prevent them from investing in Hubble space if they really want to spend only in one project, right? So let's see. So it's all about if the investors have other options which cost very less and more number of papers, they have to be convinced to invest in ISS. For that, CASIS have to showcase this ISS in a positive note, for the investors. So CASIS must showcase ISS in positive note. That's what their responsibility, right? CASIS, because investors can see other projects with lesser cost and more number of papers. So, but they have to get more number of investors and public for ISS. So what do they have to do? The overall tone of that information given in that particular paragraph, what we have just seen. So they have challenges to get the investors, right? For that, they have to work hard to bring the investors, skipping other projects and to invest in ISS. Let's see one option after another one. The first option, show why investment in space technology has decreased. So this is not the right option at all, because the passage does not link the discussion of the Hubble Space Telescope to overall investment trends in the space technology. It is more focused on comparative output in scientific research between ISS and Hubble Space Telescope. So A goes out. So it's not author's motive is not to explain why investment is decreased. No, it is about, so CA SIS should work hard for the investors, because investors can look at other researchers like Hubble Scope Telescope, which cost less and with more number of papers. Yeah. So highlight the need to promote ISS in a positive way. Yes, that is their responsibility. B is actually correct. The passage uses a Hubble Space Telescope as a comparison to show that despite the ISS high cost, its scientific output in terms of published papers is, much less than that of the Hubble Space Telescope, right? This comparison indirectly suggests that there is a need to promote the ISS more positively or effectively to justify its cost and existence, right? Yes, you can't eliminate B. C, explain which kind of projects are more likely to receive funding. It's not about it. So somehow it definitely attracts the students, tempts the students, but the motive is not the one. Motive is what CASIS should do. Author's idea is what CASIS should do. How difficult for CASIS to get the investors for ISS, when they are able to see Hubble scope, like projects like Hubble Space Telescope, which cost less and with more number of research outcomes and research papers, right? So it's not about um, uh, which kind of projects are more likely to receive funding. So while the passage compares the outputs of Hubble and ISS, it doesn't discuss the likelihood of possibility of funding based on project type. The context is about value provided, not funding probabilities. It's not about funding probability. Likely means it is about probability. Likelihood or likely, likelihood, more likely, less likely. They are all related to probability and possibility. It goes out. Next, D, justify the time required for a space project to produce results. So this is also wrong option, because the passage does not use Hubble Space Telescope to discuss timelines for project results. It is focused on the volume of the research output as a measure of value, right? So B is absolutely correct, as ACD goes out, right? So because the passage contrasts the high cost of ISS with its lower research output compared to the Hubble Space Telescope, this comparison or this contrast highlights a need to showcase the ISS value more effectively and positively, suggesting that its contributions need better promotion or justification, right? That's why B is correct. So why ACD are wrong? A is incorrect, that there is no direct connection made between investment trends and the discussion of Hubble, right? There is no direct connection. C is incorrect because the passage does not discuss funding probabilities for different types of projects. Okay. Next, why D is wrong? D is absolutely wrong, as the passage does not address us. The paragraph where we have understood the relevant information does not address the timelines for producing results, but focuses on the quantity of research output. Okay, D also goes out. B is the correct. So we have even discussed the related information. One of the CASS's role is to convince public and private investors that signs on the station. Why B is correct, right? So that statement suggests a need to better promote or justify the ISS compared to the highly productive and less expensive Hubble Space Telescope, right? Hope this helps to understand 29th. Next, 30th. So in the sixth paragraph, we are told that CASIS has CASS, we told that CASS has rejected certain applications for experiments on ISS. Where can we see this information? In the next paragraph, definitely, because answers or questions following passage order. No? Yeah, we have additional information about CASS in the next paragraph also. If you have underlined keywords in the passage as you read through the passage, that would definitely help you, okay, to get back to the relevant information instantly or quickly. Okay, that saves your time. Okay, right. Mark Uhran. So let's me check the question more clearly. So in the sixth paragraph, okay, it has clearly been given in the sixth paragraph. So what I have just shown, the paragraph what I have just shown is the sixth paragraph. Rejected certain applications for experiments. Rejected application experiments. Expressed concern about testing products used for profit. I think I can see that sort of concern, worry or something. Let's see. Question the benefits of some of the projects currently on the ISS. Oh, has it questioned? I don't think so. Questioned is enough to eliminate C. Invited researchers to suggest certain health-based projects. This could be correct option. I hope so. Right. Let's check more information, more clear information. So he points. Is that Uhran points to progress made on bacteria Salmonella vaccine. Okay, it should not be underrated. It has its own essence and its duties were done correctly previously, previous years. And they have started researching 100 previous microgravity experiments to bring profits for ISS to go on with further research, right? Focus on life science and medical research, proposals, called for proposals for experiments, muscle wasting and osteoporosis, immune system or something of that sort. So should develop this. The organization also maintains. Which organization? CASS maintains means here mentions. Okay, has the idea, something of that sort. Presents, also presents that the ISS should be used to develop products, commercially application and to test those. I think we have got the answer here. The last answer choice D is actually giving success, right? So this sentence is enough to answer. To get the ISS research back on track, CS has examined more than 100 previous microgravity experiments to identify. Okay, more specifically this one. From this, it has opted to focus on life science and medical research, and there is call for proposals for experiments. And this is the proof line. Let's see how about other options apart from D. D is looking better than the other options, but let's see. Let's understand. First one is rejected certain applications for experiments on ISS. The passage does not mention CASIS rejecting applications. It focuses on their role in managing and promoting experiments. So it's not about rejected or something. Whenever there are answer choices with strong vocabulary, most likely to be wrong. Okay, extreme language, what generally we say. Second one, expressed concern about testing products used for profit. Uh, there is no mention of CASIS expressing concerns regarding profit-based testing. It's not about, concerns are there, but not regarding profit-based testing. Instead, it suggests CASIS supports using the ISS for developing commercial applications, commercial projects, which can bring market value, which can bring some profits, bring some money, tangible benefits, profits. So it's not about concern or something. So question, the word question is actually enough to eliminate this option. Okay, but let's understand. Question the benefits of some of the projects currently on the ISS. The related paragraph, what we have just seen, in which we have found relevant information to answer this question, does not indicate that, right? Does not indicate that CASS questioned the benefits of existing project. It discusses their efforts to identify promising research themes. Right. Okay. Next. Last one, invited researchers to suggest certain. Yes, it has invited. It's called for. Called for means make something necessary. It is necessary to get some medical projects or something of that sort. We have just read about. No. Yeah. Invited researchers to suggest certain health-based projects. Why this is correct? The passage, the paragraph, what we have just read, states that CASIS has called for proposals for experiments focusing on specific health issues. So, why this is correct? Okay, the passage directly mentioned the CASIS has recently called for proposals for experiments on the muscle wasting, osteoporosis, and immune system. This suggests their, their interest in requesting research projects, soliciting research projects focused on specific health related issues. Okay, why we have eliminated ABC? A is wrong because there is no evidence in the passage that CASAS has rejected any evidence or supporting information in the passage that in the paragraph, related paragraph, that CASAS has rejected any applications. B is wrong because the passage actually implies or suggests CASAS encourages the development and testing of commercial products, right? Expressed concerns or something, C is incorrect because CSS actions are about promoting research, not questioning existing products, right? You can clearly see evidences like CSIS has examined more than 100 previous microgravity experiments to identify promising research themes, right? Clearly shows CSIS initiative in guiding research towards specific health related topics by inviting new project proposals in these areas, right? Yeah. These are the multiple choice questions. This is again, there is another question type from 31 to 35. Okay. Matching the information to correct person. So I think it's already 20 minutes. Most students are not watching the videos which are more than 20 minutes. So we will do another video discussing questions from 31 to 40. So multiple choice questions, of course, for discussing multiple choice questions, making the students understand them definitely takes time, I know. Okay, so let's end this video here, and then the next video we will discuss from 31 to 40.